into it a little more whenever I get to the house, but yeah, I'm excited. I got stuff to fix. Well, my old daily. So and Harvey. So yeah. All right, I'll see y'all at the house. Well, hey folks, welcome back to Good Enough Customs. So y'all know I've been working on the old daily that has been wrecked, and well, you know, needs a frame, needs a bed, needs a couple of little things, nothing major. But started hunting. I found me a parts truck. It's a pretty good parts truck. I think plans for this include fixing my truck, obviously. And then I think we're going to do some upgrades on Harvey, because Harvey, you know, it's the reason why it's called Harvey Dent, because there ain't a straight panel on it, except for the roof. I think the roof's straight, whatever. But yeah, it needs everything. So this will damn near complete both trucks. So let's take a look. So my truck's a 98, Harvey's a 98. This is a 98. It's a 98 3-door, so it's got that, you know, extra door. 4-wheel drive, Z71. It's identical to my truck. Like almost everything's identical. I think the only thing that's not is it has the lighter duty leaf springs in the rear, and it's I didn't look at the code for the rear axle to see what it's geared at, but I'm guessing it's probably a higher gear. But anyways, it's man, it's straight, you know, except for the gaping hole where these things always like to rust. But I don't need that part. I don't need the cab. I just need front clip, hood, grill, bumpers, doors, bed, frame. He told me it doesn't run, or it did run, but he said there was a low end or bottom end noise. You know, and then while we were talking, he's like, well, it might have could have been the flex plate. So I was like, well, you know, we have run into that once before, because that was kind of the issue with Harvey, was the flex plate was trash. But hadn't run in about 4 years. He said he owned it since like 2002, so he's had it for a long time, but it's been sitting up for about 4 years now. And I guess we're gonna get this thing off the trailer and roll it back over there where I can wash it, because it's friggin' disgusting. But and we're gonna try and see if we can't make this thing run today. But yeah, sketchy trailer stuff with U-Haul trailers. Standard practice. I don't think there's, very rarely is there a non-sketchy U-Haul vehicle on a U-Haul trailer when it comes to me, for some reason. So I took the third down Pontiac first thing this morning, you know, that we were using parts car for Dad's stuff. Took it to scrap because it was just nobody wanted it, so it went away. But it got sketchy when I went to pick it up at the big grapple. The car pretty much ripped in half. I wish I had my camera out whenever we were pulling it up, because, you know, the body mounts were, you know, held on with hopes and dreams, and there just wasn't a whole lot there. So yeah, it pretty much ripped in half as he was picking it up off the trailer, and it damn near tore this thing to pieces. He was like, you could see the panic in the crane guy's eyes, because he was just like, oh shit. He goes, move. So we got that done. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna get the engine hoist out, grab it here by the hitch, pull the rear end up, slide the slides out, kick it neutral, roll it back. It should roll pretty good. We actually loaded it with, luckily the guy I bought it from had a tow motor. So I wish I had one of those, because wow, that's handy for moving cars around. So anyways, let me go get the engine hoist, and we'll drag this thing off and do a little walk around, and we got to clean this thing, as it's filthy. So we'll have to do a little walk around on it a little closer and clean her up, and then we'll see if we can't make it run. All right, here's what we're doing. Engine hoist, upside down hitch, receiver, jack it up, get the tires off the ground, pull the slides out. Should work. Yeah, that should be all right. I might have to kick him over a little bit, make that side fit. Yeah. It should work. What's the worst that could happen? All right, let's jack her up. Oh wait, I gotta unhook this one chain. All right, ready to go. All I gotta do is kick it neutral and give her a shove. Well, I am a large fellow, not made for quick, immediate running, but I forgot it might roll all the way back. I almost ate it right there coming around the trailer. Good God. So, well, there it is, off the trailer. Fantastic. I want to catch my breath, close this thing up, get this trailer put back together, drop it off, and then hopefully by then I won't be out of breath. And I can get Jackson to help me shove it on farther back, and then we can do a little walk around. Be right back. All right, well, dropped off the trailer and got the truck sitting here. Got the pressure washer sitting over there, getting ready to do all that fun stuff. But let's take a quick walk around, just kind of get into it a little bit. So 98 GMC Z71, it's 1500 SLT. Inside, not bad. This door panel's kind of flopping around a little bit, but that's okay. Seats, well, that seat's in a whole lot of ass. These seats never do very well. They always end up, you know, shredding like this. There's a company though, I can't remember the name of them, but they make basically foam and leather covers for these, and just slides around. It's actually what I've got in my truck. It's been recushioned and re-leathered on the seats. So probably do the same thing here, but yeah, seats, console, door panels, doors, maybe parts of the dash or all of the dash. It's going to end up in Harvey. This thing has, I thought it had 200 something thousand miles, but yeah, 324,000 miles. It's a little more than I thought, but it's really not in bad shape. And it doesn't really matter. Once I strip this thing down, the frame's going to be completely gone through. I'm going to go through and replace, you know, anything that's rubber is getting replaced. Bushings, brake lines, yeah, pretty much everything. It's just going to get gutted and replaced. I'm going to scuff the frame down and put some nice epoxy on it and make it real nice. But that's kind of the inside. Nothing too fancy there. Of course, we already know about this giant hole there. I was noticing on the trailer the rockers are kind of rotted on it as well, but these fenders look solid. Don't see any rot. There's no dents on the fenders. Hood's nice and smooth. Of course, clear coat. You know, they all do it with the clear coat. On the roof too, same thing. It's got the little billet grill in it. That's cool. Bumper's in pretty good shape. I may have to end up using this bumper because mine's got a big dent in it, like right over here. But bumper's in good shape. Fender's in good shape. The wheels are seen definitely better days. Those will end up just being rollers. They're pretty bad. His dog's kind of peed on this one a lot. You kind of see. I don't know if there's enough time to get that aluminum to come back, but same thing over here. Rockers kind of shot. You know, again, no big deal. Not using the cab. Door's nice and straight. Paint's got a couple weird, you know, hazy spots in it, like they tried to spray something on it or whatever. Bed, that was my big thing. Bed is straight as an arrow. Don't really see any problems. It does have this plastic liner in it. I'm gonna pull this out later today and get this thing out of here, because they usually end up, you know, rubbing and scuffing up the bottom of the bed, and it holds moisture and they end up rotting out because you get a little trash down on the drain holes over here, you know, on the fronts, and it just holds water in there. And yeah, don't really want a rotted up bed floor. But back here on the back, the only thing we really got going on here is there's a dent in the tailgate right there. Little trailer mishap, looks like. Rear bumper's in solid shape. Probably reuse the bumper. Mine again has a dent somewhere over there. But yeah, not a bad truck. Like I said, he said it ran when he parked it. It was just making a little bottom end noise, or possibly the flex plate. Don't know. We'll get to that later. But for now, I want to clean this thing up. Oh, I guess I could pop the hood. Let me do that. So under the hood at standard 350, you know, same motor, everything that I got in my truck, but like I said, 300 and something thousand miles. I'm not reusing this motor. I'm on the fence. I may, since I'm going to have everything sensuous things, since I'm going to have everything kind of blown apart, I may end up doing like an LS swap, and putting an LS on this frame with my body. So I don't know yet. We'll see. I'll burn that bridge when I come to it. But I mean, that 350 I've got, it works fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's kind of, again, sensuous things. Take a little 5.3. I'm not going to do anything crazy with it. Probably put like a stage 2 cam in it, give it a nice little rumble, and slap it in here. I'm not looking to make insane power or anything like that. Just, you know, LSs are nice. They have a lot of power. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I may end up doing the NBS, you know, because technically this is an OBS. But you can swap out the master cylinders on these guys. It's pretty much a direct bolt up, if I remember correctly. I've seen it a few times. But you can swap out the master cylinder with the, what is it, 2000 or 99 to 06 Chevy and GM trucks. I believe it's a straight bolt up, and apparently it gets rid of that kind of squishy pedal that these OBSs always have. So I guess that's about it. Nerf bars, yeah, they're going away. They're not going to stay. They're pretty flimsy anyways. I guess that's it for now. So I'm gonna get the pressure washer fired up, and we're gonna hose this turkey down and see what it looks like whenever it's not grimy and gross. It's pretty grimy under here. Old truck looks pretty good wet. So it I thought it was black, but it almost looks like it's a charcoal metallic maybe. I could have swore I saw some flake in there. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing I'm going to do, and I'm not going to make y'all guys sit here and watch all this, and I don't have to go through and edit all this. So yeah, you get the gist. Give it a nice hose down, see what we can figure out, make sure it's, you know, clean-ish, cleaner, and then we'll go to trying to make it run. So I'll probably spend the next couple hours doing this, and then I'll catch up with y'all when it's time to see if we can't make this sucker start. Weatherman lied. It's supposed to rain this morning. Didn't rain a drop. It's supposed to be clear this afternoon. It's been raining all afternoon, just off and on, off and on. Seems like every time I get started on it, freaking rain. So finally got this thing, you know, hosed down. Looks pretty good. I did discover that it's over here on the passenger side. The only dent that I never noticed before, and that's because it's, you can't hardly see it because of the chalkiness, but there's a decent little dent right there. See if we can't catch it. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see it. Yeah, so that little dent right there, but that's it. Not bad. I'll take that. I looked at one other truck before this one. It was a lot cheaper truck, but apparently somebody had hit a mailbox or something. It had two lines that they were about right here, right at the crest of this curvature on here. It had dimpled in really bad right here, mashed this up against the taillight, but it had two lines that went the entire length of the bed. I was like, no, I'm not dealing with that. So that little ding, yeah, that's fine. I can work that out. But anyhow, I did get my gas. I put 4 or 5 gallons in this guy. The gas that's in there stinks pretty bad. It's definitely old, but figure it's got some new gas in it, so maybe it'll do something. Threw a hot battery in it, and well, this was when it was raining off and on, and I just kind of like, screw it, I just want to see if it's actually going to do something. So got in here and threw the key in, and that little guy, I don't know if you can see that little guy, security light. Security light's on. I got a no crank. I'm gonna turn the key. No crank, no start, no nothing. Like, not even getting the fuel pump to turn on. So security system, I'm guessing, has kicked in. It's not happy, and like I said, this thing's, he said it'd been sitting at least 4 years, and he said thinks he might have started it like 2 years ago. So at least a couple years with a dead battery. So I don't know. I looked up a couple things on the interwebs to try and figure out how to reset this. One is a horrible, monotonous thing. It is, you crank and then you turn the key to run, I think it is, leave it on run and let it sit for 11 minutes or around 11 minutes, 10 to 11 minutes. And so it's got to sit for 10 to 11 minutes with the ignition on, and then you roll it back to off, and then you try to start it again. Sometimes that'll reset it and make it work. I tried it earlier, but I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to the timing, so I may have been early. It may not have gone to full 10. So I was like, all right, maybe there's some other stuff out there. Saw one guy. I don't know if it's going to work or not. It seemed like, it doesn't seem like it would, but it's really quick. Basically, you disconnect the positive terminal on the battery, and then you basically just touch it 3 times and then hook it back up. And supposedly that does something. I don't know. A lot of the guys that I was seeing were saying that it would crank and it only run for 2 to 3 seconds and then shut down. But like I said, mine's not even kicking the fuel pump on, and it's not even attempting to crank. So it's so simple and so quick. I'm just going to try the old tapping the hot terminal a couple times, 3 times, yeah, and see if that does it. If that doesn't, then we'll monkey around with the 10-minute thing. And then if that doesn't work, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll figure something else out. I didn't grab a wrench. I just grabbed a pair of pliers, because everybody knows pliers will work just fine on battery terminals. All right. All right, there we go. Disconnected. So 1, 2, 3, and reconnect. I would be surprised if that works, but if it does work, I'll be pleasantly surprised. That'd be pretty cool. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so the 3 little touchies with the hot side of the battery, that didn't work. Now we are trying, you take the key, you roll it to crank, and then you let off and leave it run, and you let that sit for around about 10 minutes. And we are just under a minute away from being done with that. I will say that the security light's off now, so maybe. I did run my little test light just to check fuses, make sure everything looks good. The only fuse that I don't have lit up here off the dash is security, which, maybe it's off now, so it doesn't need it. And then I checked under the hood, and all of those fuses tested out good. Like I said before, I never heard the fuel pump kick on, so don't know if the fuel pump relay's not kicking, or if that security's keeping that from kicking. I don't know. There's a reason why I don't deal with all these electronics and doodads and hootenannies and all that crap. It's easier just to go, has it got 12 volts? Yeah, cool, start, run, cool. You know, as opposed to this sensor has to tell you that this sensor, has to tell you that this sensor's okay. Hey, look at there, 10 minutes. All right, let's see what happens. Need tearing it off. And now, let me open up the door because it's just easier that way. Now, should be able to do nothing. You son of a bitch. It did say that you may have to do this 3 times. You may have to do this 3 times in order to reset. So I don't know. We'll give it another 2 shots and see what happens. So it's like watching paint dry. I think I may go get the vacuum and run it out here and vacuum this thing out, get some of this crap out of it, or work on that passenger. The third door doesn't want to open, so the bottom unlatches, the top doesn't. So maybe something's just loose or whatever. Maybe we'll work on that real quick. Let me go over there. Rain's moving back in. Yeah, I really don't feel like hunting for the back door. It's not that big of a deal right at this moment. There, get it latched. But I did want to look at my spids and see what kind of options this guy had. And I'm going to get in good and close. That way I've got it. And again, I'll have to Google that because I can't remember all these right off the top of my head. There is one that is for the rear end. It's like I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I'm going to go, I guess, once this next 20 minutes is over. Yay. I'll go pull the spid codes on the goggles and see what kind of rear end this guy's got, what kind of gearing, all that fun stuff. And also the color, because I think it's black, but it almost looks like it has a hint of metal flake to it. So it's hard to tell. It's so faded and just kind of beat. It's hard to tell. I don't know, I'm rambling. Yeah, I'll be back in like 20 minutes whenever this thing's done going through its 3rd cycle. So yeah, I'll be back. Of course, it started raining again. It is coming down in buckets. I got a new passenger, so Mr. Vacuum, I was able to get like the floor done on the passenger front, and then it started raining. So I was just like, oh my god. So we are 2 minutes away from the second 10 minutes. So yeah, I don't know. The weather's driving me nuts today. I may just say screw it after this and go inside, call it a day, and then come out tomorrow. So I don't know, here in about another 20-ish minutes, no, in about another 13 minutes, I'll be on my at the end of my 3rd cycle, and we'll see what happens then. So we'll catch back up. Still raining, of course, but just finished up the last 10 minutes on, 30 seconds off. Now it said 30 seconds on, and then I think after that you roll it off and then attempt to start. So we're pretty much there. And turning it off. And let me go back to my directions. Yeah, turn the switch to the off position, attempt to start the engine. Let's see what happens. I'm guessing nothing. Oh, it's got that crazy lock cylinder thing. And not a damn thing. Security's still lit up. Well, it turned off that time. Security light's turning off, so we're getting somewhere, but I got nothing. Okay, so there's a deeper problem here, I guess. Maybe there's a ground that's loose. I honestly, I don't know. So it won't stop freaking raining. It just stopped right this instant. But tomorrow it's supposed to be a clear day, so I'll get out here tomorrow, finish vacuuming this guy out, just to kind of get some of the crap out of it, and then try to figure out why something's not getting juice like it should be. That's my best guess. So yeah, I guess we're gonna do that. So we'll catch up tomorrow. All right, next day, I wanted to test a theory, because yesterday it seemed like every time I got moving on any one thing on this truck, the rain would come. So this morning I was like, I'm gonna go out and do some things and just see if it rains, because I mean, it's, you know, it's nice out. It started off this way yesterday, but then every time. Anyways, now I came out this morning, I swapped out 2 of these, because these 2 were completely flat just from overnight. So I know when I picked the truck up, I had 3 tires that were down. So 2 of the tires obviously won't hold air for very long at all. And then 1 I'm sure still has a slow leak. But the wheels and tires that I picked up for the old daily, you know, I bought 4, so I had 2 more sitting with the old saw blade style. So I had that, and then I put my not so good tire that's still leaking, but it's slower, so whatever. Put that up here. So we got 1 tire that'll probably go down after a while. But anyways, I got out here, did that. No rain yet, but I did complete at least one thing I got completed before it started to start raining, and it never rained, so we're in good shape. Then I went through and just kind of vacuumed out the inside. Got this 3rd door open. I'm not going to work on it real hard. It's got this upper latch is sticking, so I was able to just pull this back and get in there, and just take a screwdriver and pop the latch open. So maybe it just needs some lube. I don't know. I'm not that concerned with it, because it's a parts truck. I'm not restoring this one. I'm not doing anything with this, but trying to clean it up to where it doesn't feel like a pigsty, and then which it really wasn't that bad. And then at least make it run so it makes it easier to move around the yard. That's kind of the 2 points I'm at. Plus, if this has a decent motor, decent trans, I want to say he said he had the transmission rebuilt. I may holler back at him and say, didn't you say you had that tranny rebuilt? But maybe that was the other guy, I don't know. But anyways, I figure let's see if we can't figure out why this turkey don't want to start. So I had the battery sitting on the trickle charger all night long, so battery's good and hot. So I did a little bit of hunting around last night or this morning on the old interwebs, and trying to just figure out a good starting point. Again, electronic ignition and, you know, all that crap, I don't deal with it very often. I don't have the patience for it. I'd much rather just be like, I got 1 good 12, I got 1 good 12 switched, I got 1 good ground, we're hot, we're ready to rock. I love that. It's simple. It doesn't take a whole lot of brain power. But not really knowing exactly where I need to start here, I started just kind of poking around. I ended up finding a Reddit post, and it was some guys talking about, you know, same exact problem I'm having, where the security light's no longer staying on. So that's good. I guess we got that part fixed. But no crank, no start, no nothing. It just turn the key, nothing. He laid out pretty much every single point in the circuit for the crank and the start. Laid out every single point. Apparently it's a series circuit, so if anything along that circuit fails, it ain't gonna start. So I got a good spot to start and, you know, start troubleshooting from, you know, point A all the way to point Z. So I guess that's where we're gonna get started at. Funny enough, I must not have sent the information to myself. I think I still got the website up inside, but I did send myself a couple things. I found one on GMT 400 forums. I don't know if y'all guys still do forums or not, but man, what a great place to get information. You just kind of skim and read through and find what you need. Apparently, this one is talking about there is a crank fuse. It's a 10 amp. And according to this guy, it's on position number 8. They said a lot of times that one will pop, or, you know, the fuse will fail but it looks just fine. Crank is number 8, should be a 10 amp. So we've got, that's 1 through 6, I guess. Yep, there's number 8, number 8 right here. Fuse looks good. I don't see anything. Let me get a little closer up on it. I don't know, there's a weird spot. Like maybe it cooked, but maybe it didn't. I don't know, we'll swap it out. Got another 10. Shits and giggles, let's see what happens. Nothing. Okay. Actually, I did send myself the that one. I forgot it. I found one on Reddit that was pretty good with a bunch of good info, and I found another one on the GMT 400 thread that was talking about the crank fuse on the dash. Further down that thread is where the really good info is. So just scroll down and sure enough, there it is. So we're gonna check some things up here underneath the hood, and yeah, I got my test light, and we'll see what we can't you know, make work or break. All right, let's open this turkey up. We got our legend on the inside. All right, so starter solenoid, AC relay, not starter solenoid, it's starter relay, AC relay, and fuel pump relay. You know what? These are the exact same part numbers. Yeah, these are the same part numbers. Why don't I just, you know, I'm not worried about AC in this truck. Wow, that's a loose socket right there, that's for sure. All right, we'll just swap out the AC and the starter solenoid relay. Damn it, I don't know why I keep saying starter solenoid. Anyways, swap that, let's see what happens. Whole lot of nothing. That's exactly what happens. All right, there is a process to jump, I believe, this guy. You can jump him and get some juice down to the starter or trigger it, or you know what I mean. Let's pull this up. We're going to take we'll run a jumper from here, number 30, which is this upper right pin, to the bottom left pin, which is 87, and that should get you know, basically bypassing the relay. I don't have a piece of wire on me. Let me go do that. Not completely ideal, but I do have one that has a couple spades on it, so we'll just bypass that. See if the starter actually fires off and kicks over. That'd be nice. Nothing. I can hear noises. I'm not sure what noises I'm hearing. Well, we'll just stick this guy back in place. Need to verify that we got juice coming in to a purple wire. I'm not sure. That's a pretty gross looking setup right there. That might need to be cleaned. I don't know. That's a little corroded, a little gross looking. I wonder, maybe that's my culprit. It's just not allowing enough juice to come through, and it's keeping this guy from working. So maybe I will disconnect the battery. Actually, I might check my power level there. Let me do that. Let me get my meter out. All right, that should be grounded. Come on, get on there. Stay on there. And it's got 12.6 is what it's showing. 12.5, 6. Let's see, what is our actual number coming in here? 12.62. So 0.62, so we're not really losing any voltage there. I wonder if our troubles are originating down on the starter. Wouldn't surprise me with this truck sitting up. The tag's from 21. He said it had been parked at least 4 years, so it may actually be closer to 5. So I guess I need to get on the ground and get underneath here to the starter and see what kind of numbers I'm getting on the meter at the starter. So I got my test light out and started basically kind of in the middle. So tracked it over to the number 8 fuse over here on the inside panel and verified when I go to crank that I'm getting a light. So I've got light coming off of both sides of the fuse, so we know the fuse is good. We know power is coming from the switch through the column to that fuse, and then from there the next stop is here on the relay, and I was able to actually hear it. I don't know what changed, but all of a sudden I could hear it click. So then I was kind of just spread out from here, reaching way over there to turn the key, and set my hand on the relay and could definitely feel the relay click whenever I went to, you know, crank. And then also felt the fuel pump relay click on, click off, and also with the starter clicking on, clicking off. So we're good to this point. So the failure is somewhere between here and the starter solenoid, but I believe it's the solenoid since I'm directly connected, and we got no joy. Got no joy there. So I really don't want to replace the starter on this thing. I might have one floating around in the shop, but I really don't want to replace a damn starter. But it would make working on this a lot easier if I could start it and move it around the yard instead of having to drag it around the yard. So I don't, if I got one laying out, maybe I'll swap it out. All right, pulled the starter off of Steve's old motor. It's a 2000 350, so same starter. It's nice too because it's a, you know, high torque mini from the factory, so it doesn't weigh 50 million pounds. So I'm gonna slide under here, swap it out. Already disconnected the battery and the switch cable from the starter, clean those with the wire brush. So I'm just gonna swap it out real fast, wire it back up, and pick it back up there. Starter swapped out. I guess while I had it apart, I might should have checked the purple cable, make sure it's even getting juice. I don't know. Let's just find out. I've come to the realization that working on stuff in the driveway sucks. Yep, we're cranking. All right. Woo, that's some stinky gas. I guess I'm gonna try to drain some of this fuel out, get some fresh down in there. I don't know, we'll see. I'll pick back up in a minute. All right, well, we got, we're able to crank now. I think I went ahead and hooked up the battery charger to try to get some extra juice going. So we're gonna let it roll over for a minute because it sounds really tight. So let's see. It's hitting on like one cylinder. It might just need a little bit of oil pressure to build. A couple more. Showing some promise. I don't expect it to fire. That gas that's in it, I can smell it. It's bad. I did put like 4 gallons of some, you know, medium test in there, but oh, stupid thing. Come on, key. But I did put like 4 gallons in it, maybe 5. I don't think it was 5. I think it's closer to 4. But hopefully that'll let it at least, you know, start chooching a little bit. I got 2 solid ones. I've got, I don't know, 20 PSI at crank. Of course, it could just be sitting there. I don't know. I guess let's take let's take this fella off and we'll shoot a little brake clean down the gap. See if we can get it to fire that way. Let me go get some brake clean. All right, now I got the top off so I can do it from right here. So let's see what happens. Still not enough time. Well, that ain't too bad. That was a whole can. They're only like $5. Motor sounds all right. There is a little noise back there, but I'm wondering if it may be the flex plate. I don't know. I'd have to pull the inspection cover off and look. And I've spent enough time underneath this thing today. I don't really feel like getting up underneath it, but it does run, so that's good. So I could hear the relay kick for the fuel pump, but I never hear the fuel pump. So I wonder if it's just not pumping anything, and that's a possibility. Of course, it would be since I put fuel in it, and it has been sitting for a while. So I guess that would be the next thing, would be to pull the pump or try to get some gas in there or some air in the fuel injection rail, since if I can find the freaking bleed off for it. Then I could try that, I suppose. Maybe. I don't know, but it would be nice to be able to get this thing to just run and drive. Like I said, it's more for the ease of working on it and moving it around. So I mean, if I can get it to just run, and even if it's missing, because it's still missing, but if it just ran and missed a little bit, you know, I can limp it around the yard and do what I need to there. So I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do now, but it does run. Yay. Well, hey folks, a week later, I am out in the yard. I'm doing all sorts of stuff. I got trucks and cars and lawnmowers and stuff pulled out. A lot of stuff going on this weekend, but we are continuing to work on this truck. Might notice it no longer has Nerf bars. Pulled those guys off just a little while ago. Figure see if I can't sell them on Facebook for 20 bucks. I went ahead and pulled the bed liner out, and it's not bad in here. I was expecting a little bit worse as far as, like, you know, rub marks and rust and stuff like that, but there's just a few rub marks, and I'm not really seeing any rust to be concerned with. And I've been up underneath this guy this morning trying to get these bed bolts, getting to the bed bolts to get them broke loose so we can pull the bed off so I can get to the fuel pump, because I really don't want to drop the tank. I don't know how much fuel's in there. I want to say, I can't remember how much it said. It said almost half a tank, maybe quarter tank, I don't know, but pulling, it's a pain. I hate pulling gas tanks, it sucks. So I figure the bed's got to come off eventually anyway, so hey, why not go ahead, pull the bed, and I'll get Jackson out here to help me lift it up and just kind of walk it back a couple feet so I can, you know, get to the fuel pump. So I'm gonna get back to it, and I'm not filming a ton of this just so I can work a little faster since I am out in the sunlight. Plus I've got other stuff I need to try to get done today. But if we can get this bed pulled off, get the fuel pump replaced, and get this guy to actually start and run on its own, that's a win in my book. So all right, I'm gonna get to it, and I'll catch back up to y'all here in just a little bit. All right, I got all the bed bolts off. A couple of them were very challenging, but they all came out. Luckily didn't break any, so we're in good shape there. But I got Jackson out here to give me a hand, and we're just gonna pick it up, pull it back enough to get to the fuel pump. So give this a shot. Hopefully I got everything loose. Good God, man.
We have fun here.
Jeez. Forgot to disconnect the ground wire. Well, I'm too fat to be running inside like that. Dang. All right, well, truck with no bed. Well, didn't intend on pulling the bed completely off, but here we are. Went ahead, got all the pieces and parts disconnected here on the fuel pump, got my snap ring off, and fuel pump's ready to come out. Maybe. There it goes. Boy, she was taut. Where is, oh, there it is. Set you down, be right back. All right, so I got that out, and yeah, there's a little bit of stuff in there. It smells really bad. I went ahead and grabbed a bucket. I got an old fuel pump and a little 12 volt, so we can evacuate this thing, get all this old nasty gas out of here, and then dispose of it properly. Yeah, totally going to dispose of it properly. Yeah, well, I'm not going to reuse this fuel tank. I'm going to use the one on my truck because it's solid. There's no problems there. So one thing I did notice while I was underneath this guy is I don't know if you can see, there's nothing connecting. Let's see, get you a better angle. Nothing connecting that U-bolt. She rotted completely off. I guess when I ordered the fresh set of U-bolts for my truck, I guess it wasn't waste. So I was going to use that tire, but she's seen better days. As you can see, the sidewall kind of cracking up and it's flatter than crap. So there went that idea. But frames, this part of it's not terrible. It's nothing more than what I'd kind of imagined. You know, a little fleckish stuff here. You know, this will all get cleaned up and treated and done right, so it's not you know, super rusty. But I mean, everything else on the frame looks pretty good, and yes, that does sit at a 45-degree angle, just not as bad as mine is. Mine's pulled a little bit more than that, if I remember right. Plus the frame's bowed out right there, where that one's not. So yeah, definitely the rear of the frame's bent. Of course, we know that. I measured it. So all right, I'm gonna hook up my fuel pump here and drain out this tank, and then once this fuel pump finishes draining off, because it's still trickling out some stuff, once it finishes draining off, I'll pull that pump off and swap it out with the newish pump the new pump I got. It's like 35 bucks on, I think it was Rock Auto. It was like $35, $45, something like that. So anyways, let me do all that. I'll be back. All right, just got back from running to town to get a fuel pump. The one I ordered, apparently it's not going to work. I tried to cheap out and just replace the pump instead of the entire assembly. And yeah, they had two different pumps available, and 50-50-90 rule kicks in. So 50-50 shot, 90% of the time you're going to get it wrong, and yep, I got it wrong. And of course, nobody has the other style fuel pump in stock. So $200 later, I've got the full fuel pump assembly. So okay, yeah, I couldn't remember if I had the battery hooked up on this or not. But anyways, I also got Big John nuclear. Apparently the electric fan stopped working. So I came home and grabbed a gas can so I could put some gas in this thing, and the thermostat was, well, the last number it has 230, and then there's some you know, lines and dashes and whatnot, and best guess 240-ish. So quick parked it, popped the hood, and took the Jeep to go get some gas for this guy. So I've got 5-ish gallons of gas in here, you know, mixed in with what little bit was left. I probably pulled, I don't know, probably 8 or so gallons, 7-8 gallons out. You know, of course I put 3 or 4 gallons in it, so it's probably got around 5 gallons in it now of good fresh fuel. And we have this guy, so I'm gonna slap this guy in. There's not much to see here. I'm literally just gonna take it out of the box, stick it in the hole. Not much else to it. So I'm gonna do that, get everything hooked up, and then we'll see if this thing will actually start. So be right back. All right, no fuel pump's on. Everything's plugged up. Everything should be good to go. I did send a new pigtail for this, but that one's been replaced in the past, so whatever, it should still be fine. Just hooked the battery up, so let's turn the key and see if that fuel pump actually primes. That's a good sound. Well, that's a good sound. Let's come back up here and see if she fires. Might take a minute, but let's see. Or it just fires right up. All right. And not a minute too soon. We got rain coming in over there. But, well, hell yeah. Truck's not running on brake clean now. Fantastic. Let's take a look at the old sensors to see what we got. We got 40 PSI. I got a miss. There's definitely a miss in there. Climb up in here. Oh, yeah, look at there, some smoke. A lot of smoke. Ooh. Yeah, there's a dead miss. At least one, maybe two. I don't know. It starts and it runs all on its own. So maybe it can drive. I don't know. I got to put air in that tire, and I need to move my lawnmower. But yeah, we'll try to tool it around the yard real quick. All right, well, let's see what happens. Went into gear. Oh, she ain't happy, but she's doing it. Yeah, this is all right. So we got forward and we got reverse. I'm not taking this on the road, so maybe I'll take it a little bit on the road. We'll go down my road. Oof, do it quickly. Yeah, there is a hard miss, but it's driving, kinda. Ugh. Something burning. I don't know if it's this truck's on fire or somebody's burning something around here, but it's doing it. It's doing the thing. All right. Well, I think that was worth the price of admission. Not really. It's, I mean, yeah, it's a drivable truck, but she's rough. It'll make an excellent parts truck. But hey, now I can drive it around the yard and move it to and fro whenever I need to do work on it. So that's good. Actually, since I'm here, will it go in four-wheel drive? Says it went in four-wheel drive. Really won't be able to tell until I start doing a turn, and we'll see. Yeah, four-wheel drive's engaged. That's fantastic. All right, well, trans works, transfer case works, brakes work, engine works-ish. still need some love, but rain's moving in. I got tools out and I need to move inside. So I guess this will wrap it up for this one. But hey, appreciate y'all guys watching. If y'all guys want to catch me on my social medias, that information is listed down below. And if you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button. If you made it this far and you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting on? Just subscribe. Don't cost nothing. All it does is help the channel. And yeah, I think that's it. Anyhow, thank y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all guys next time. I don't know when I'll get back to the parts truck slash my truck slash Harvey, but I'll probably work on it off and on. Not sure what the plan is just yet. I kind of need to figure that out. Well, till then, I guess I'll see y'all guys next time. And just remember, folks, ain't gotta be perfect, just good enough. And I've got just a yard full of good enough stuff everywhere. So y'all take it easy. We'll see you next time.